So this is my Versys 2013 Versys 650. This is a long-term review of it. I made a couple more reviews, a 1 year, 2 year review, I think. I've rode around with it and everything. Firstly, I'm going to say that in those videos I did not do a startup to see what it sounds like. I had a stock exhaust back when I had those two videos, but now I've got a 2 Bros system on it. I'll go through the pros first about this bike. One, it's hard to get rid of. It really is. I have a hard time getting rid of it because it is such a sound bike. It is really difficult. It looks sleek. I've got some accessories that I've done with this bike. I've got a Magellan Navi GPS on here, and it's really good. You don't have to pay monthly for that, so that's really nice. I've got the tail bag on it. We've done a few things. It feels more like an MT-07 now. We put a race clutch in it, and the exhaust system, and it really has changed the bike entirely since I got it. The Ninja 650, Versys 650, those engines are really, really sleek. Really good on the highways, and like I said, I've been riding this for years now, so this is really good. It's hard to make videos with it because of the windscreen. I had a clear windscreen on it before, but even then it was kind of difficult. It's very comfy. It's extremely comfy. It's a smooth ride. The seat is great. You don't even have to get another seat. This is stock seat and it's amazing. It does extremely well on gas. The trips are great. The handlebars are just the right height. It makes you feel like you're sitting on a couch. It is insane. It's great. I put different mirrors on it. It just depends on your style or whatever. I just really like those. The headlights are great. I actually different headlight bulbs in them. I've got like 10,000 something. I don't know what it is. Can't remember, but they're like more like a bluish color. They're really nice. It's even got a cool little feature to pass. Flicks on the light. So that's really neat. I have the Kawasaki side containers with this bike, and I think they're really nice. They do change the look of the bike though, and I don't necessarily like it. I've also got these Heed crash bars on it from Poland. They're really great, to be honest. I feel like they probably need to work on them a bit more, because they said it was for the 2013 Versys 650, maybe the European model. We have some fuel box on the left side that you have to take off for that. Do a delete on that, but other than that, I think it's all right. The exhaust sounds great. I mean, suspension wise and everything, it feels amazing. You really can't go too wrong with this bike. I do feel like Kawasaki cosmetically screwed us over a tad with this year model. It kind of looks like a Tenere, the older model and the newer model that we have now. So I don't really mind it, but I do feel like Kawasaki left us. There's just so much more. I took down the whole front end of it, and there's just so much more that can be done to it, and I even noticed when I was putting it back together. So I did some of my own customizations to it to make it more stable. There's a short circuit in the tail light. We got that figured out. Other than that, I mean, I'm at 27,300 miles, I think. 27,485, and I want to say that, I mean, this is the longest I've actually owned a bike now, other than my CRF 250L, which that was a while back. That was one of the first bikes I actually even got, because I had a Suzuki TS 185, and that was a 1972 model, and that was my first bike that I learned on up in Kansas. And yeah, so this is a really good bike, but like I said, now we're gonna go to the cons. I just feel like they could have done something better with the headlight. I really do. And this right here is not bad, but it's kind of, I don't know, it's a little off. What they do is they've been putting these little clips inside the holes of all of these to keep it on, and they should be bolts instead of clips. If you want to do something with your bike that's actually helpful, you might replace those all those clips with bolts and put nuts on the other side. I have never actually seen it like that. I've owned 23 bikes and this is my 22nd, and I just don't know, I don't feel like that was an okay thing to do. I love the turn signal positions though. It's really out there in the open, helps you get seen, and that's exactly what you need for a bike like this. The tail light, the positioning on the tail light looks amazing. It's great. You can go wrong with it, I guess, but I mean, my personal opinion is this is like really pretty right here. I think I really like that. Now for a passenger, I had a pal on it one time. I was bringing him home from jail. Yeah, shout out to Josh. And he said it was comfy. He said it was really comfy. We only rode probably like 20 minutes. I don't think that it would be a really comfy ride on the back, but he was the only one that I even had on the back of the bike, so I don't know. It could be, so don't take my word for that. All right, now we're gonna move to the maintenance side of things. Maintenance wise, everything is super easy. I wish I could show you. I mean, I don't know if I can see it, but right there is just the oil filter. 1 bolt, 2 bolts, 3 bolts at the bottom. Take that off and you're right there at the oil filter. You don't need to take off the exhaust or anything. Super simple because it's naked. It's not a full fairing bike. The clutch replacement, super easy. Everything is right here. It's, I mean, not a hassle. Everything is right there. If you want to take the whole, if you need to get down to wiring or redoing or replacing anything in the front, it's actually really simple, but it is a little bit time consuming. But once you start taking everything off, it's actually really easy to work with. The chain, I mean, that wasn't too hard. Just take the little deals out and unscrew it and scoot it back. Very, very simple, very easy bike to work on. If you're wanting to replace the tires yourself, it is extremely easy too. The bolts for the front fender, take off the ones for the brake calipers. These have clips on them. Mine has a clip, but it's not 100% connected. Those are easy to take off too. Back wheel, I already explained that to you just a second ago. Very, very simple. I've got this GPS, if anybody wanted to know. It's routed down through here. I've got a plug-in that goes on the inside of this right side bearing to the battery, and I turn it on. When I turn it on, it turns the GPS on. The GPS I don't think is waterproof, but it's a really, really neat thing if anybody wants it. Because we don't have the option to put one up here. We can probably, more than likely could, but it seems like it's a lot more easy right here, especially because that's where your phone would usually be. So then you don't have to use your phone. Okay, so I want to note one last thing before I show you guys, I get you guys a exhaust review portion. The side containers, it's a whole different deal. It'll connect, 1 bolt will connect to the bottom of the rear piece of the subframe, and then it'll come out, and they're right here. The size of the side containers are an issue. They're the Kawasaki one, of course. They're just the right size, but they're just the wrong size too. I cannot fit my Shoei X14 in the side container. Sideways, upside down, wherever you want to do. I can't fit it in there. But it almost fits. It almost clicks, so it's almost that big. But I can fit a lot of stuff. I've got a retractable fishing pole and a tent, and I put them in the side when I go out for a long cruise and go fishing somewhere, and it's definitely worth it. They've got a lot of space in them, but they do not have enough just for the helmet. If you want to take your helmet around, if you go to work, if you want to use this as a commuter bike, I would say to get the one on the back, the mount for the back, and put it in there. I have a ZL1 helmet now. Well, I mean, I still have my X14, but I got a ZL1 adventure helmet, and it's really nice, but I know for a fact it's a little bit bigger than the Shoei, and I could not fit that in there. So the back container would be a lot better. All right, so we're gonna get a little exhaust review now. Yeah, I love the exhaust, but it is not supposed to be on there. That came off of my 07 ZX6R that I had recently. I converted that thing to a 2015, so I took off the undertail exhaust, or 2013 model, like the one I had before is a 2013. I just wanted to look, so I didn't mind the power or anything. So I did that conversion, and it had me replace the undertail exhaust. The undertail exhaust is off of the ZX6R, and surprisingly, it mounts right up. I had to create a custom bracket for it though, but yeah, it is a little bit beefy. In my eyes, I think it actually looks great with the bike. I don't think it looks too big or anything like that, but a lot of other people say it looks a little too big. But it sounds great. I haven't found any that sound really this good on YouTube at all. And even in real life, the straight pipe, just having a straight pipe sounds terrible. It's a little bit too loud. This one's all right. It just gives a more throaty tune to it, and that's great. That's exactly what I was hoping for. It still kind of is loud though. I mean, really loud, but it's all right. It's all right. But all right, that concludes my long-term review of my beautiful Versys 650.